Hello friends, this is Raman Gill from tradingwithvenus.com with your daily Forex market analysis for October 6th, 2016. Let's start off by taking a look at our economic calendar for tomorrow. In the morning here, we have German factory orders, and then we have the CPI number, retail PMI number for the euro, and housing equity withdrawal for British pound. A lot of yellow news out in the London session here, so nothing major. One thing that we do need to pay attention to here is the ECB monetary policy meeting accounts, which will have an impact on the euro. We did see some rumors flying around where they were talking about ECB tapering of the QE program. So we may see some of that talk in the ECB policy meeting minutes, and if we see that, that will have the positive impact on the euro. So we'll watch out for any commentary in regards to the quantitative easing program. And further into the US session, we also have unemployment claims number, which is very important. Other than that, we have a fairly tame day in terms of the news here. Let's move on to the charts here. We're looking at Euro US dollar daily chart. Yesterday, we saw a big push down in euro and then move back up on the news that we may see some of that tapering in the quantitative easing. And now we have this doji, and this shows that rejection on the top, and price has moved down since then. So we still have our trend line intact here. We could see the price push back into that line and then drop from here. In terms of the daily bias, we're looking for a bias to the downside. In terms of the pullback, we could see a pullback into this trend line just like we did yesterday. Price tried to break through the trend line but then failed, and as we can see here as well, price tested the trend line several times and then dropped from there, tested it again and once again today. So we could see a test of the trend line here tomorrow, or even into this R2 level, which is 1.1230, this level here. And if the price comes back into the trend line or stays below the trend line, we are looking for price move to the downside. In terms of our target, we'll be looking at this 111.50 level right around here. So looking for move to the downside, push back up into the trend line, and then a drop for tomorrow in euro. Looking at the British pound here, we saw a price break below our support level and then a bit of a pullback from there. For tomorrow, this is not a big strong candle, and it stayed below our support level here at 128.20 area. So here now we are looking for a follow through to the downside, looking for a further move to the downside here for October 6th. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, this is where we saw the price broke through and then has trended down. Now we are looking for a further move to the downside. However, if we don't see the price drop below this level, we could have a potential head and shoulder formation if the price moves up from here. So we'll have to be mindful of that. But in terms of a pullback, we could see a pullback back into this R2 level, which is 128.20 level. So we'll watch out for that. If the price stays below 128.20, we are looking for a price move to the downside. We could also see the price come right into this previous support and resistance level here at 127.89 level. So this is the closer level we'll be watching for in terms of the price pullback. If we get a deeper pullback, we are looking at this 128.20, and if the price stays below 128.20, we're looking for a move to the downside. But overall, based on the daily, we're looking for a further move to the downside. Looking at Aussie US dollar here, we did see a nice drop the day before, and yesterday was just spinning top here, an indecision candle. However, the price has closed into the bottom of the previous candle, and which gives us a bias to the downside here. Price is staying below, it's making a lower high and lower low, so we are expecting a further move to the downside. In terms of our pullback level, a potential pullback could be into this R1 level at 76.45 area, so we could see the price go back in here and then drop further. That's the level we are looking for. However, if the price stays below the pivot point, we are looking for a further move to the downside. In terms of the target, a potential target would be into this support and resistance area at a 75.80 level. So we're looking for a potential target of 75.80, which is this support and resistance area right here. New Zealand US dollar, we did see the price drop yesterday as we were expecting after that nice solid candle close. Now we are looking for a further move to the downside. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, we do have a trend line to the downside here. However, the price hasn't really moved down very much. So we're looking for a potential pullback into this 7,200 level. And if the price stays below the 7,200 level, then we would be looking for a further move to the downside. However, we do have this inefficient move here. So if the price breaks above this 7,200 level, we could see a pullback all the way up into this level 72.80. So it would expose this inefficiency if the price does move up above 7,200. If it stays below 7,200, we are looking for a further move to the downside. Dollar CAD here, we do have this uptrend line intact. However, for today's close, we saw the price close with a negative bias. We have seen a pin bar up top here and a rejection of the price up here. Sellers came in and pushed the price down. So this gives us a very nice daily pin bar. Off of the pin bar, I would be looking for a pullback and then a drop for dollar CAD here. So this is what we see, a pin bar right into our R1 level. So at this point, we could see a pushback up into either the top of the pin bar here or even higher, and then a drop. So if the price stays above this uptrend line, we could see a pushback up. So in terms of the target, we are looking for 131.20 area, this support and resistance area right into the trend line as the target for dollar CAD. From the daily perspective, we do see a pin bar, which would suggest a further move to the downside. However, we are looking at the price being contained by this uptrend line. So that's it for our daily analysis. I will see you guys in the trade room.